This video is brought to you by CompPaintball.com. Comp Paintball is fed up with not having great products at great prices, so they started their own company. New products are added all the time, and free shipping is offered on select orders. So click the link below and enter the discount code How to Play Paintball, all lowercase, no spaces, while checking out to get a great discount on your order. All right, let's talk Texas. Okay, so sorry for not being at the field. I'm going to be heading over. There's some family stuff that came up, so I wasn't able to get to the field. I was planning on going a little bit later than I did. But that being said, what I'm going to do is just kind of give you my final thoughts. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit shorter. I want to make sure that I got something out for you guys, but also got to get to the family stuff. So anyways, so overall impressions of the event. I think the NXL did a great job of kind of damage control. That being said, we've gone back to Texas multiple times over the past couple years. There's always a Texas event, and it's always around the same time, and it always rains. Why? Like, I don't understand why we keep going back to a place that it consistently rains, and also the conditions of the field aren't that great. Like, Harris Hussein slid over something and messed up his knee a little bit. It was either his knee or his ribs or something. So from NYX on the pro field, and eventually even one of our guys, Johnny, actually ended up finding it. There was like this big pipe thing. There was rocks, I think last year. Thomas Taylor ended up hurting himself. Why are we going back to a place that is having so many issues? Now, I'm not saying don't go to Texas. I'm just saying maybe make that the first event of the year if it's more dry. I don't know what the seasons are in Texas. It's kind of like you don't want to have an event in Florida in the summer because it does rain a lot in the afternoons. That's just kind of how it is. But World Cup is usually going to be okay because it's getting closer into fall and a little bit of winter, the winter that Florida has. So, yeah. So that's something that, if it rains, that's okay. But when it does the same thing every single year, that's an issue. So we need to make sure that something is done about this. And I don't know what that is, because I know people have complained, but apparently nothing's getting done. So I don't know what the solution is going to be. The other thing is the reffing was okay. Reason why I say it's okay, I did like that it was pretty consistent from what I saw. There were some missed calls, and that's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do about that. Reffing is hard in paintball. I'm not saying that the refs, like, it's their fault why something happened or didn't happen. Jason Trozen does a great job. If there's something that might be iffy, he'll go back and review it, and that's a fantastic thing. It's great that we have someone in the league that is a paintball player, played at the top level, coached at the top level, and now is helping run the league. So it's good to have someone like that. That being said, though, some of the reffing was a little bit weird. Like, I'm watching games. We're watching after our first match, kind of scouting a little bit, watching some games. We had a little bit of time to kill, and the ref, like, the guy is like shooting this way. The ref is pointing him out and saying, "Player, you're out," to his back. And then he throws a penalty on him. Now, I can understand if I'm looking directly at the ref and he goes like this and I go, "No, I'm not coming out," and I shoot again, throw a penalty on me. That is absolutely deserved. But if you're yelling at my back when it's already hard enough to hear my teammates, who I can hear their voices a little bit better because I play with them, and then also I'm shooting, how am I supposed to hear you? And I saw a penalty go up with that, and they are like, "Oh, well, they're saying it multiple times." That could be the argument that you would make. But I don't agree with that, because if you're talking to someone's back, run in, grab the player, you're out. That's just the job. It's kind of like if you don't want to do it, then don't go into reffing. So it's just kind of like whenever I go in ref, I want to make sure that if I was playing in that situation, that it would be something that I would like to have as a referee. So that's going to mean sometimes running through a lane, I'm going to get shot as a ref and checking someone. I want the same thing. Even one of my players, Jacob, he goes all the way up into the 50 brick and is screaming at the ref, come check me. And that's taking time off, because what happens if the ref could have just been watching him and, oh, I need to go in and check him? That could have saved some time for us. So I understand that reffing is tough. I do. But there also wasn't any refs on the back line. There was 2 on the outside corners, and then 2 in the middle, and then I think on the 50s. I'm sorry, there was 2, like, it was like 4 down the line and then 4 in the middle. I don't know why we didn't have refs on the back line, at least behind the gate or something off the break, because you need to be watching those inside shots, because let's face it, some of the pro players are really good at cheating, and if you give them a chance to do that, they're going to go ahead and do that. So that's where I have the issue with the reffing, is that it needs to step up a little bit. There needs to be that little bit extra of yeah, like don't yell at someone's back and then expect them to see you somehow and hear you. When you say player, I have 4 other guys around me that you could be talking to. So it's the ref's job to go out and do that. So there was a little bit of issues with the bunkers deflating a little bit, but that's also, again, kind of on the refs and the crew there to make sure that the bunkers are staying inflated. Now, to be fair, everyone is going to have that issue. So it's not like you're put at a disadvantage. It's like only one side of the field is a little bit deflated. Everyone has to deal with that because you flip sides. But it's just ultimately like, come on, we're paying money. This is a service that should be provided. So that would be something that would be good, just to make sure that all the bunkers are blown up properly. As well as making sure they're not overinflated. Like even at practice, I looked down to see if my foot was in the right spot, and then I tried to come out, and then I got shot underneath the bunker because it was like blown up. So instead of staying flat, it was like up a little bit in the corner. And I looked down and I thought my foot was okay, but apparently not. And the guy came out and just roasted my foot. And that's just a matter of they just need to burp the bunkers, like just a little bit of air out, let it sit back down, and then tighten it back up again. But yeah, I do like the venue. I think it's good because DFW and Dallas Love are within 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the event. There's a lot of places to eat around there, a lot of hotels. It's a good location. There's a lot of traffic going by there, so it's good for paintball. It's just, we need to comb the field to make sure that there's no rocks and, you know, pipes and whatever it is that are there that could hurt someone, and not go there when it's the rainy season. Like if you look it up, someone else had looked it up, during May is one of the wetter seasons for Texas, and this isn't something that we should be going to an event like that. It's kind of like with Mardi Gras, whenever they went out and did the event in Mardi Gras, if you guys are old enough to know that, the Mardi Gras Open, it always rained, and it's just kind of like, why? Like, why go back there if it's always going to be just a mud fest? So, NXL, if any of you are watching this, please go somewhere else during this time. Flip the Philly event with the Texas event or something. I don't know. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. The NXL put out mulch. They also, in all the pits, had put down that plywood with the carpet over the top and then had that staked in. And that did help a lot in the pits. But then as you walked out, it was all just a lake of mud. And getting out onto the field was just bad. And then once you're diving on there, it's ripping up more of the grass that was sort of surviving underneath there. But then the mud is getting moved around. And then you start getting injuries because people are trying to dive and then they stick. It's a really sticky kind of mud that it's not like you're sliding over it. Like this one, once it started drying up a little bit, if you saw, like I remember still seeing, I was watching Dynasty play when I think we were waiting for one of our matches to start, and Marcelo went to run out and try to dive into the snake corner and kind of hit it and popped up and kind of kicked his leg a little bit, and I mean he was able to adjust and make it alive. But that could have been a possible injury. You don't want to hurt players. And I know Thomas Taylor messed up his, I think it was his hand. He cut his hand or something last year. And then Harris this year with his knee. It was either his knee or his ribs. There was something like that. people were diving, getting core samples, and that's just a recipe for a dislocated shoulder, hitting yourself in the face with your tank, and even if you dove correctly, if enough mud got, I mean, it just needs to move up a little bit and then your barrel goes in. So it's just something that the NXL needs to just don't go there during May. Just change it. It's okay. It's just, why? Like, why do that? It's kind of like when they start in Vegas. At least the prices for the actual flights were cheaper this year, but then there was the other year where it was right around March Madness as well as St. Patrick's Day weekend. So it's all this stuff that a lot of people like to go to Vegas for. Oh, and then I think it was also spring break was right around there. So all the prices are up because the hotels can charge more and the flights are going to charge more because there's a premium. So now we're having to spend more money when, why not have the Vegas event right before World Cup, or, you know, some other time. I don't know. So that would be the main thing. Our paint shot great. ProShar is an awesome support. Talking with Jason, one of the guys that was there, they're awesome. They take really good care of us. MacDev is a great support. Gabe, who was there, one of the techs there, awesome job. He always does a great job, and he's someone that I can actually depend on whenever I have an issue just at home. I can just hit him up and, hey, what's going on with this, or how do I fix this, or whatever. And he knows like every single O-ring in there. It's a really good person to have on speed dial, basically. Virtue was awesome. I mean, everyone, like all of our sponsors were great. It was a super help. So that being said, I know that the draw is out, and I think we have, see if I can remember it. We have Impact, San Diego Aftermath. I know we have Damage, and I can't remember the fourth. Yeah, I can't remember the fourth one. So we got to be training hard. We want to come back out hard against Impact, especially to show that that wasn't a fluke. We're not happy with how we played at all this year. Well, I was going to say this event, but also so far this year, we haven't played up to our potential, and we've shown when we played against Impact, we can hang. So it's just a matter of kind of fixing all those issues. So that'll be something that we'll be working on. I know, like I had said, when this airs, I'll be back working, but I'll also be back in the gym already. So I already plan on going after it and going hard with that. So before I sign off here and head out again with the family stuff, I just want to say another thank you to Comp Paintball for sponsoring the video. Guys, again, if you haven't gone over there, comppaintball.com, type in how to play paintball, follow the link down below, and if you use that link, how to play paintball, sorry, that code, how to play paintball, you'll get 10% off your order. Comp Paintball has been a great support, so thank you to those guys. So please help support those that support the channel as well as myself. They are just a great support, and I'm glad to have them on board. So they add new products all the time, so check, see what's there. If you don't see something that you like, maybe email them. I'm sure that Bob and them over at Comp Paintball would love to be able to add more products that you guys would like to see. But that being said, I will see you guys later. Be on the lookout. I believe it'll be next week's video. Huge announcement coming up. So make sure that you are subscribed if you're not already, and you'll have a chance to win some really amazing stuff. There's a really cool thing that's in the works. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because you guys just need to see next week. But thanks for watching. Thank you again for the support for myself, as well as the Kings, as well as How to Play Paintball in general. And it was great meeting all of you guys out there. For those that came up and said hi, I apologize for not being there on Sunday. But again, like I said, I had the family thing, so I had to get out. So I will see you guys in the future videos that come out. And remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.